back.
Hello.
What's wrong with you, man?
Nothing.
Jeez, you're not excited to talk about these fights?
No.
What a weekend.
It was alright.
What a weekend.
Yeah.
And where we starting?
UFC 245.
Beautiful. Alright.
Alright, so, want to talk about the main card? Or,
No.
Oh, the prelims were pretty good, too. Let's talk about Mike Perry.
Okay, I mean, I told you from the beginning Jeff Neal was going to blast him. What happened?
Yeah, he got destroyed.
Head kick, right hand, mauling. Jeff Neal's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying this since he booted Nico Price. That was super impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him fight Leon Edwards next. I don't know why people are talking about Leon Edwards getting a title shot. Nobody even knows who he is. Nobody wants to fight Leon Edwards. You're not getting a title shot. Sorry.
Leon Edwards is good.
He is good. He is good. But him over Masvidal for the title shot?
Yes. In reality, yeah. He would deal with Masvidal.
Disagree. He already got bounced off the canvas once in the back room.
No. Masvidal's he's a horrible match for Masvidal.
I think he beats the piss out of him.
But we also got I watched the prelims like right from Facebook.
Okay.
The Ian Heinech fight. I'm not going to talk about that, but like
who got the decision there?
Omari or whatever.
Akhmedov.
Yeah, some Russian name. Yeah. But I enjoyed Brandon Moreno versus Care France.
Didn't watch it.
Unreal fight.
Who won?
Brandon Moreno. Flyweight's throwing down, but it was a good fight. One of my probably the best fight of the night for me.
I mean, I just want to see Jeff Neal get a big fight. That's all I care about.
That's all you care about.
Yeah.
All right, but we also have starting off the main card. We start off with a bang.
Is it Faber?
Yeah. Holy.
Yo, Peter Yan's a dog, man.
That guy has a heavy chin.
He might have put the California middle-aged man into retirement.
Back.
But I don't want to see Faber go. I think he still looked athletic.
Yeah, he's still
explosive.
Yeah.
He got his orbital bone broken, and nobody's even talking about that. Did you not see the swelling underneath his eye? I don't know how the ref didn't stop it. Like, they looked at it and like, oh yeah, you're good. Go back. Go get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Go on back, get kicked in the face, and then we'll stop the fight.
It was horrible.
Peter Yan got an altercation with Garbrandt after that in the back room.
I've seen that.
That's a good fight.
Yeah, but Garbrandt actually got announced this week for a fight. He's fighting Rafael Assunção in the co-main event.
Of what?
Forget what card it is actually at the top of my head. I'd have to double check.
It's the Rosenstruck fight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Rosenstruck card. Yeah, okay. Versus Nagano.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah, that's a decent fight. Yeah. I got Garbrandt looking better, but I don't think Peter Yan gets a title shot yet.
No. Again, he's one of these guys who's just killing everybody like Leon Edwards, but nobody cares who you are. No one knows who you are. You're already fighting a division that nobody really cares about.
I think what I really think is because of the next fight, Marlon Moraes versus Jose Aldo. I had Aldo winning.
Okay, they did Aldo raw with no Vaseline, man. They did him so wrong. That fight was so easy to score. Anybody that's saying Moraes won that fight shouldn't be able to judge fighting ever again in their lives. Mm-hmm. Please explain to me what he did. Okay, he got struck. That's nice. Touching me in the face with your little fingertip doesn't do anything. All those putting together vicious combinations.
The damage.
Did you see the state of Moraes' face after the round?
Yeah.
They did a job on Aldo. Vegas did him wrong.
And talking about title shots next.
They're talking about Aldo getting the title shot.
Dana White said that Aldo was going to be getting the next title shot.
Which is kind of, man, they can't do that.
I think they can.
As a fan, I want to see it.
I think he beat Cejudo.
For the respect of the sport, you can't do that. He came down and lost. You can't give him a title shot. Like, what about Aljamain Sterling, who's waiting in the wing? What about Cejudo? Should be going at the 125 with Benavidez? Dude,
Benavidez is probably going to be fighting, I'd say, Brandon Moreno for the...
They got to strip.
Yeah.
Cejudo, they have to.
And Cejudo's looking thick.
He is looking thick. He's doing his weird videos coming out of the pool, sitting beside women. He's pulling Colby Covington moves.
He will be fighting Aldo next, 100%.
I hope so, as a fan. As someone that's like trying to keep the sport straight, he doesn't deserve it. But as a fan, Aldo's like my favorite fighter, besides Tyron Woodley.
I think he's too big for Cejudo.
How did he even survive the weight cut? Like,
he looked huge still.
But how did he survive that weight cut? I thought he would be having like a seizure on the
I personally didn't think he looked he didn't look that much smaller.
He didn't look that much smaller, but he had like cuts in places. Like his muscles were cut up in places they're not supposed to.
But just take this in. Merlin is a big bantamweight.
Yes, and Aldo looked huge.
Yeah. That's
Well, Aldo is a pretty good size 145er.
mm-hmm.
Like, he's a big 45er.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get to 35? I don't know.
And he looked good.
But
Looked better than he did in his last fight.
I don't know if I want to see him go down to 35 again. I mean, he can't really do anything at 45 because we already saw what happened when he fights Volkanovski. But for his health, I kind of want to see one go down, fight Marias, fight for the belt, never go down there again. But now because he lost, if they're not going to give him the title shot, which maybe they do, great. But if they don't, then I don't want to see him go back
I
down.
guarantee he'll be ranked top 5 now.
Interesting. Anyways, what do we got next?
We had the GOAT, Amanda Nunes,
Okay.
fighting Jermaine.
Durandamy in a rematch.
Yeah. Talk about the worst takedown defense in MMA history.
Yeah, but I mean, she did some vicious stuff on the feet. Double knee, up kick to the jaw, almost dropped.
Triangle. He fought, so it was definitely more
Yeah,
competitive.
she didn't quit. I gave Nunes 4 of the 5 rounds.
I think I gave the second round to
GDR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first round was so dominant, though.
But it showed that she was the right person to be in the cage with Amanda.
For sure. Yeah. She is a former champion, and people forget that. And a Muay Thai champion.
I mean, yeah, former champion, all right. If you want to call it that.
She won a belt.
I guess, yeah, okay.
She's beating Top Gear. It's not like she's not the number 1 contender.
I don't know what's next for Amanda Nunes. Like, don't say Aspen Ladd. Don't say, what's her name?
Kellen Vera lost.
Nobody,
so Aspen Ladd. No.
Vieira just won.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see these fights.
Aldana.
145 is dead. Megan Anderson has a 1-fight win streak. She's probably the number 1 contender.
But she just lost. She's just got booked today for a fight.
Nobody wants to see that fight. You know what we do? We go over to Showtime Boxing. We talk to Paulie Malignaggi and the boys. We grab Clarissa Shields, who is sitting ringside. We bring her over.
She didn't look too bad.
We put her in the cage. We have them put on some 4-ounce gloves. We have them square up. We have them fight. And then 6 months later, we have them go to the boxing match, in the boxing ring, and do the same thing. That's what you do. We want to find out who the baddest woman on the planet is. It's pretty obvious what's going to happen. Nunes is going to submit her in the cage, and Clarissa will probably knock out Nunes in the ring.
I think Nunes would knock her out. No.
What?
She'd head kick her.
But we need to see it. We need to see it so it happens. Sometimes, Brady, I just want to smack you so hard. It needs to happen. Baddest woman on the planet, make it happen.
You don't think she'd knock her out?
No.
A boxer can't block a kick. And Nunes
How dare you? She would knock her out? No.
Absolutely.
That's madness.
I would bet money on it. She would head kick her.
She's like, I'm going to wrestle fuck you if you come over here, Clarissa. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take your neck. It's not going to be a stand-up fight. If she stood with... She wouldn't stand with Jermaine Durandamy. Why would she stand with Clarissa Shields? Please explain that to me.
Because there's a... Dude, just because you're standing up doesn't mean she has a better stand-up just because she can throw hands. Nunes throws feet and is a way better kicker.
Guys, let us know.
Shields has never taken a leg kick before. Shields has never taken a body kick. Shields has never blocked a head kick.
Stop hitting the table.
Well, am I right?
Let Brady know he doesn't know shit about fighting for this statement right now.
Oh my god.
Let him know. We're going on to the next fight. Next.
You're next. Co-main, Volkanovski versus Holloway. Boring as frick.
The last 2 rounds were good. I didn't mind rounds 4 and 5.
I hated the whole fight.
Volkanovski won.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was just boring.
I don't know who scored at 45-50 every round for Volk. I think that was...
I had it 2-3, but...
Yeah, so did I. I think Max won the last 2. The third one was pretty close as well. Volkanovski, man. What an 18-fight win streak.
I know.
They have to run it back, though. They have to,
absolutely. His leg was toast.
This makes your tweet to Dustin Poirier last week a little more interesting, though. Because... I don't think he really cared to go down and fight Max. He'd already beat him twice. He said, what do I have to gain from fighting a guy I've already fought twice at 2 different weight divisions? Beat him both times. But Volkanovski being the champ, that's some fresh blood. Mm-hmm. Maybe Dustin goes, I want to go down there. I want that smoke. Mm-hmm. Little 5'6" man. Let me go get that guy. Something to think about.
Volkanovski's good, though.
Think about it. Oh, he's not. Yeah, he's not an easy fight at all. But Dustin Poirier versus Volk, I'm favoring Dustin Poirier. Mm-hmm. Good luck standing up with that, man. Some of the best boxing in MMA.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then in the main event, not one takedown.
Well,
that's all I'm going to say.
What did we just watch, man? That was madness. That was chaos in the cage right there. And I'm not talking about Colby Covington. That fight was just chaos. Mm-hmm. Wild. How'd you score? Going into the 5th round, how'd you have it?
I had it 3-1.
For who?
Colby.
Fair enough. I don't think that's the way it was, but I think 3-1... 2-2, 1-3.
I just found out Kobe kept rocking him more. Where through the fight, where Usman was not rocking
Did you see
Colby.
the body shots? Where
Yeah, the body shots were
like this. That's getting rocked, man. That's
Yeah.
the equivalent of being rocked to the head.
I think with run it back.
I think if you put those two in a simulator 90 or 100 times, Usman wins 70, Colby wins 30. But every single time it's competitive. And because of that, because of how close it was, I had it 2 rounds apiece going into the 5th. We need to see round 6. As a fan, I want to see round 6. As a human being, I don't want to see round 6 because those two men took years off their lives.
They are very even up fighters.
And they don't need to go through that again. They literally are the same guy. You're looking at each other. The difference is Colby has a little bit better volume. Camargo is a little stronger and hits a little harder. So pick your poison. What do you want? Usman is a little bit better in my opinion. I think he showed that. He won the fight. But Colby could have won that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a fight. Good stoppage though, in my opinion. Should have been stopped.
He was holding on. I think I would have won it with the heat. I would have rather it a little bit longer.
He was hurt bad. Dropped twice.
You don't normally see a fight get stopped when someone's holding on to the leg.
I understand. It's a weird position, but he went down badly twice. We know his jaw's broken. How tough is this guy fighting with a broken jaw for 10 minutes, though?
I think a lot of people gain more respect for Colby from this fight.
I got nothing bad to say about him. I don't like him. I don't, as a person, I don't like Colby, but he earned my respect, man. That was wild.
People can. I think it was Joe Rogan said that people don't understand. Like, he's such a shit talker in his antics, but you don't realize this guy could actually scrap.
I didn't buy into him after the RDA fight. I didn't buy into him after the Maya fight. Didn't buy into him after the Lawler fight. I bought into him after this fight, and this is the one he lost.
And people are saying it's going to hurt his career. I'm like, no. This is going to make his career because people are going to want him to bounce back and want this rematch now.
They are both superstars now. Win, lose, or draw, because of that, the way that fight went, they were like, wrestling? No. What's wrestling? We hate each other. We're killing each other today. Mm-hmm. We're going to fight this shit out. They both became superstars. Mm-hmm. I want to see Colby fight again, and I want to see Usman fight again.
A lot of people are saying Colby's going to retire. He's not going to retire.
No, that's all.
I don't think anyone besides Guzman can beat Colby in that division.
Tyron would be a tough fight. Masvidal will be a tough fight, but those two I think we need to see round 6. If not round 6, I want to see Masvidal, but that's not going to happen because there's bigger fish for him out in the sea. So I don't know what you do with Camargo. If not round 6, I don't know what you do with Camargo.
I think they will have a rematch.
Make it happen. If not rematch,
depending on the job.
Yeah. If no rematch, Colby will definitely see Woodley though.
Oh, absolutely. Which I think Colby would take Woodley at this point.
I don't know. I lean towards. I don't know. Great fight. Great fight.
Absolutely. All right, we showed a little chink in the armor.
Oh, talking about Bud?
We did. I actually didn't watch it.
Did you not watch the fight? See, I watched.
I heard he came on late, but he was.
Let's start with the co-main event first of all.
Or let's talk about the other card first. Calmly.
Oh, the Conlon versus Nikita.
Yeah, you called that off a little wrong.
I thought Nikita.
Second round.
What? Second round?
Yeah.
Conlon
got stopped in the second.
No, it went the distance. What are you talking about?
Are you sure?
Yeah, Conlon beat him.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different fight, maybe.
But it was a war. They both were cut, bleeding, swollen. Conlon got his revenge on Nikita from the Rio Olympics. It was an entertaining fight. Somehow in Canada, they only showed round 6 on because they were showing like hockey or something. But from what I saw, a great fight. Mm-hmm. Then we went to the co-main event. Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Comey for the IBF lightweight title.
Was that the second round knockout?
That was the second round. I couldn't have been more off.
That's the one you were off.
Comey, I thought this dude, I'm like, you don't want to see this guy. This is the kind of champ you just don't want to see. It's your first fight when you're 22 years old. Mm-hmm. You didn't look great in your last fight. Fighting in your hometown in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing. Teofimo is the truth. This man is the future of boxing. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now. The way he sparked this guy, counter right hand, slip bang. He bounced the man off the canvas. He got back up, fell back down again. That's how hard he hit. He fell twice from one shot. We need to see him and Lomachenko in the ring together. Make it happen, please. Mm-hmm. That is definitely going to be one of the 12 days of fights.
Or Davis.
Huh?
Or Gervonta.
Gervonta moved up.
Did he?
No, Gervonta's in the mix. Yeah, Gervonta's there. Yes. Or Gervonta. We need that too. Teofimo's a dog, but I want to see him fight Loma because Loma has all the other belts. Mm-hmm. Unification 2020. One champion, one face, one name.
Davis would be more of a draw though if he could fight him, win the belt off him, and then Loma versus Davis.
Main event. Crawford looked human in the first 2 rounds. Didn't box him. This Kavliauskas guy is the truth, but that guy could fight his ass off. Watch the fight, and I'm telling you, you'll be impressed. Kavliauskas versus Sean Porter next year would be one hell of a fight. Make that happen. So you didn't watch the highlights? You didn't see nothing?
I just heard that it showed that Crawford could be
touched.
Yeah.
So second round, first 3 rounds, Kavliauskas might have won all of them. I can't remember, but second round, Kavliauskas hits him with a counter right hand. Crawford tries to hold on. Kavliauskas bang left hook. Crawford goes down, touches the mat. They call it a slip. Not sure why they call it a slip. Clearly a knockdown. He was hurt and then got hit and then he got dropped. That's a knockdown. Maybe some hometown judging, maybe giving the advantage to the champion. Whatever. It goes down the record books, not a knockdown. But I'm telling you right now, Terrence Crawford got knocked down. That's gone. Erase that from his books. Moving forward.
And you're a Crawford fan.
Yeah, I'm a Crawford fan. He looked phenomenal after that, though.
Yeah.
Like, dangerous. He said, "Oh, you want to hurt me? You want to put hands on me? Okay." Walks him down. Doesn't box. Not using his jab. Slipping everything. Right hands, left hooks, body work. Finishes him off in the 8th round, I think. 8th or 9th. With a body left hook, right hand over top. Guy gets hurt, goes down, gets up, flattened again. Beautiful. Terrence Crawford is the truth. If you have a belt at 147, just come put it on his doorstep and walk off.
Yeah, right.
'Cause you can't deal with this man.
Well, guess what?
What?
If Errol Spence knocks him down, he's knocking him out.
Bro.
There's the difference. If Errol Spence touches that chin, he's going 90-90. There is no...
Well, he touched Porter's chin. What happened?
Porter doesn't get knocked out by anyone.
I understand that, but he touched Mikey's chin. What happened?
His game plan in that fight was to go 12 rounds.
Okay. But guess what? Crawford's fought 4 or 5 times at the weight limit. And guess how many times he's knocked these guys out? Every single time.
How many? Who has a higher percentage of knockouts?
Over their career?
Yeah,
Spence.
exactly.
At welterweight, Crawford.
He has 4 fights.
He has 5.
Woo! All right.
100%, baby.
One good win, too.
Okay, so the final topic of the day is we have the rematch going on this Saturday night. Tony Harrison takes on Jamel Charlo, the little Charlo brother. They fought back in December 2018, and Charlo lost a controversial decision. I don't think it was very controversial that Tony outboxed him, won almost every round. They had it like 8 rounds to 4, 9 rounds to 3. I don't see it changing. There's tons of bad blood. It's going to be a great fight, but I honestly don't see what adjustments Charlo can make. Charlo's very slow-footed, heavy-handed, but then again, Harrison has the higher knockout percentage between the two. I don't see what adjustments he can make to beat Harrison. Harrison, we've seen, is a little bit chinny at getting knocked out by some fringe contenders, and then Jarrett Hurd, which is no issue, one of the best at the weight limit. I just think he's too slow to get to the slick, jabbing, lateral movement of Tony Harrison. So we got Houston versus Detroit. I think Detroit stands tall again. And we also had some fan questions. So let me just get to those, and we'll wrap things up here. So Irish MMA guy says, what are your final thoughts on UFC 245? I thought it was an absolutely tremendous card, top to bottom. Even the Facebook prelims were great. I was watching it from 7:30 on till like 2 in the morning. So definitely those are the kind of cards that I want to see moving forward. The UFC has gone to a model where it's more so volume of content. So every week they have cards instead of stacking cards like this that they used to. We've had 3 title fights since, I don't know, like 2017 or something. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I know it's been quite some time. I would love to see maybe fewer cards, more stacked cards. What do you guys think about that? And next we have Fistful of Cash podcast asks, what do you think about Ben Davidson leaving Tyson Fury? What do you think about Tyson Fury leaving Ben Davidson? And I would love to see him team up with Teddy Atlas. What do you think? So I don't think it's a good decision. Tyson Fury was on the brink of ending his life. His family situation, drug abuse, everything was bad. Ben Davidson comes, brings him back, does great work with him. A relatively unknown trainer before that has made him look great. Best Fury we've ever seen, in my opinion, against Deontay Wilder. I don't think Tyson likes being told what to do, and Ben Davison seems to have a strong personality. So, like the Wilder fight the night before, he was out having drinks. Ben was very upset about it, didn't like it, had a lot to say, was very outspoken about it after the fight. I think just on a personal level, he wants more of a yes man around, which is not a good thing. As for him being with Teddy Atlas, I would love to see it. Teddy's an underutilized resource when it comes to boxing, even MMA, as he was had George Masvidal and Dustin Poirier on his podcast, and they took great knowledge from him. He's definitely an underutilized resource. He's one of the best trainers of all time, in my opinion, and the way that he gets extra motivation out of his fighter, I can't really compare it to anybody else. But what it looks like he's going to be doing is going back to Kronk. Because before, when he was with Ben Davison, he used to train at the famous Kronk gym in Detroit with Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel's passed. His nephew, Javon Sugar Hill, is going to probably take over his training, and that looks to be where he's going to be going. But Teddy Atlas would be a great fit, I think. He would definitely kind of calm him down a little bit. Uncle Chael asks, Usman versus Masvidal, who wins? Wow. So if you asked me this before 245, I had Masvidal all day. Post 245, I'm leaning towards Usman, but I don't know if it's a recency bias. I think Usman's wrestling is obviously superior to Masvidal's, but Masvidal has, I'd say he hits harder and he's faster with the strikes, but he's not as strong. So that could play a role. I'd have to think about this one a lot more. Off the top of my head right now, I'm going to favor Usman because I think he could absorb the strikes better than the recent opponents that Masvidal's had, even though he's been on a great run. Till, we've seen is a little bit chinny, but that was at welterweight, so who knows. Ben Askren's got slept with something that would knock out a rhino, so that's hard to say. And then Nate Diaz was getting just crushed all night, but he kept getting back up. I don't think Usman would get dropped like those guys would, though. So I favor Usman, but it'd be a hell of a fight. It needs to happen. Probably won't happen, unfortunately, because Masvidal's looking for paychecks where not titles. And Usman, but for Usman, it makes sense, because Usman wants a big fight to defend his title, and Masvidal is the rightful next guy, and he's the biggest monetary fight he can get. Hayden Huggins asks, Colby Covington versus Camargo Usman, fight of the year contender. No doubt, 100%. I got Yoel Romero versus Costa in there. DC Stipe 2 is up there. Obviously, Poirier Holloway 2. And Israel Adesanya versus Calvin Gastelum. I got that as number one, the middleweight title fight, for interim title fight, Adesanya and Gastelum. Then I probably would put this one right underneath there. Then Poirier, Holloway, Yoel, and then the heavyweight title fight. But, I mean, you could mix and match those. The problem with the Yoel Romero Costa fight was only 3 rounds, so that's kind of hurting it a little bit. But definitely this one is the top 3 in my opinion, easily, without a doubt. It could even win because it's the closest to the year, so it has an advantage over the other ones. But I would pick Adesanya versus KG for sure. Bradbox18 asks, thoughts on Usman versus McGregor? Horrible idea. Conor, at this point, we hasn't looked great at 170. He got choked out by Nate Diaz, and then he won a controversial decision. I mean, even if you think he won, cool. Nate Diaz isn't an elite welterweight, in my opinion. I think he should go back down to 155 after Cowboy. So the thought of this doesn't really make sense. He did just send out a tweet, 145, 155, 170. I'm assuming he's hinting at he wants the championship, maybe the BMF championship, which is also at 170. We'll find out. I don't think it's a good idea. I'll readdress this after the Cerrone fight, but right now I think he wouldn't make it out of the first round. Brit_Johnson11. Can you please be more rude to Brady? That's my favorite part of the show. You got it. When I see him next, I'll tell him to fuck off. Don't worry. Alright guys, we're out. Take care.